It is time to talk about James Franklin. Okay,
Mhm.
so coming into the year, the narrative around James Franklin is okay, Penn State beats all the teams they're supposed to.
Mhm.
They just need to start being able to beat the teams that are the elite teams in college football, the Ohio States, the Oregons. Now you have three in a row,
Mhm.
three losses in a row. One, that excruciating double overtime loss to Oregon at home in the whiteout. That spills over into a
Right.
trip to the Rose Bowl and a loss to UCLA. That's the story of the season so far. And then this Northwestern game, I believe it was homecoming, home game against a Northwestern team that was maybe just going to have one Big Ten win this season. And everything that could go wrong goes wrong. The team doesn't look like they want to play football, that they want to play together. They're trailing multiple times in this game. And then Drew Allar gets injured and is carted off the field. And James Franklin says in the postgame that Drew Allar is done for the year. He has played more than 4 games in each of the last 4 seasons. So unless NCAA eligibility rules change or he, applies for a waiver and petitions, he's done.
Yep.
His college career is over. And it just feels like there is no way forward for James Franklin and Penn State,
Um,
right?
yes, I tend to agree with that. It's like I'm sitting there as we're watching the game unfold, and then it goes final, and I'm trying to imagine what that future looks like. And part of the difficulty of imagining that is Penn State is probably at a point where they're like, we can't continue down this road. And I think James Franklin is probably at a point where he's like, I need a change of scenery. I just need to be somewhere different. Whether that's taking a year off to do media and watching football or going somewhere else to coach immediately. It seems like both of them right now are just going in different directions. And so I don't know that this thing would make it any further than it is right now. Being outgained by Northwestern is a damning stat, right? Like there are a lot of things that can go wrong and a lot of ways to lose a game. But offensively, defensively, that was a disinterested performance. Drew Allar, I feel very, very bad for him with this injury. This might be a blessing in disguise that he doesn't have to go out there and play for that offense anymore because I've been saying it for a few weeks right now. A few weeks now, they've been killing him.
Yeah.
Just that offense has not allowed him to develop, which is unfortunate. The run game is miserable. It's just not what
So
we
was
expected it to
supposed
be.
to be the best, maybe the best running backs in the
Sure,
country.
it's what we talked about in the preseason. Oh, by the way, $3 million on a coordinator on defense, and
Mhm.
they're average guys. None of those guys are jumping off the film right now,
Yeah, this is mostly the same team as last year.
which is really crazy to think
Tyler
about.
Warren, big difference,
I
but
know, but they've
yeah,
regressed. Like
we've
everybody else has
definitely
regressed.
regressed.
Yeah.
And so it's a problem. And you think about the money that would be owed James Franklin. We're talking over $50 million with this buyout. I think what I wrote and what we talked about last Saturday night was James Franklin exit strategy.
Hmm.
He looked for another job. He goes, hey, I don't want to live here and deal with this angst and this relationship with this fan base
I want to go to Virginia Tech.
or somewhere,
Yeah, I
right?
know.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
And so either he chooses to leave and the buyout is manageable because he would still owe the school a couple $1 million, the new school could pay it, whatever it is. But now it does feel like there is a sense of urgency on the school side, and maybe you try to negotiate a buyout down
Yes.
because 50 plus is a big number even for the situation. But it is really hard to imagine James Franklin on the sidelines for Penn State next season or even next week. It's going to be excruciating. Imagine if he sends out, you said this to me, when he's going to send out his little tweet on Sunday,
Yeah,
like about Iowa.
that's the thing I keep thinking about. Like that to me is where it's really hard to see a way forward. He's gonna put it out. It's what he does. And people are going to clown him. He's gonna get ratioed like he did a week ago. And also, if I'm sitting in their athletic department building, I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Right? Like it just everything feels like it's not working at all. And I feel bad for the players on that roster too, because a lot of them came back to
Yep.
chase a championship that's completely out of the cards. And it also feels like the season's lost and you basically punted, even though
You still
you
have
haven't
half a
fired a
season to
coach,
go.
whatever the
Yeah.
case is, but nobody's in it anymore.
Yeah, it almost feels like if there's like a coordinator change or a position change, it's like not, it doesn't even address the root cause.
No, but I do think that there is one coordinator that needs to be changed there.
We'll see. We'll see
Yeah.
how quickly some of this happens, but it does feel like it's just untenable moving forward.
Yeah.